Hi everyone, my name is Jessica and today I'm going to be reviewing a drama called An Incurable Case of Love or恋はつづくよどこまでも. If you want to see more reviews like this, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. This song is a bop. It's Gashi! The story starts out with Sakura Nanase, a high school student just living life trying to figure out what she wants to do in her career. One day, as she's walking along, a woman collapses and she has no idea what to do, so she starts crying out for help. Along comes Tendo Kairi, a cardiologist who helps perform emergency services and thus becomes the hero in Nanase's eyes. 5 years later, after becoming a nurse, Nanase ends up in a rotational program at the same hospital that Tendo Sensei works at. Except, it turns out that he's kind of a jerk and everyone at work calls him the devil. Well, he's not actually a jerk, he's just very particular about his job and expects perfection from his colleagues. I mean, he's nice to the patients at least. Despite what everyone says, Nanase tries hard to get on his good side and thus earns the nickname of Warrior Chick or Yusha from her co-workers for facing him head-on. From there we get to see if she can conquer the devil and melt his cold heart. Getting into the background of this drama,恋はつづくよどこまでもwas released in 2020 and is based on the manga of the same name. Now, I don't know much about the ratings of the show, but I've often seen it recommended to newbies as one of the better Japanese romance dramas in recent times, and I can't help but agree. Now, let's talk about the actors and their chemistry. Playing the role of Sakura Nanase, we have Kamishiraishi Mone. For those of you that are a little more immersed in Japanese media, she was the voice actress for Mitsuha in the super popular animated film Kimi no Na wa or Your Name. She also sings and has released a few albums which you can check out on YouTube. This was my first time ever watching her act physically, and I have since definitely become a fan of hers. For the role of Tendo Kairi, we have Satoh Takeru. He's a fairly prominent actor and has been acting for a while now. For the masses, you would probably know him as the main actor who plays Himura in the Rurouni Kenshin films. Personally, I thought the acting was great. Kamishiraishi Mone pulls off the character very well and makes Nanase quite likable. I mean, there's certainly a cultural difference in Japanese reactions that is easily exaggerated in dramas, movies, and especially anime. But I think she's really good at displaying emotions that are not overly exaggerated. As for Satoh Takeru, he definitely squints more than I remember him doing in previous dramas. But maybe it's just to act a little bit more cold? Regardless, with a tsundere role, it's really easy to kind of act dull and just look pretty, but I think Satoh does a great job of showing the complexity behind why Tendo is the way he is. I mean, he's not cold for no reason. Together, I think the actors had great chemistry and contrasted each other very well. They may be 9 years apart in real life, but I was definitely shipping them. Now let's talk storytelling. I did not read the manga, so I'm not sure how closely they followed that, but I really enjoyed the way that they told the story. This is quite common for Japanese dramas, but there were only 10 episodes at about 45 minutes each. I mean, I know it's not very much, so how much development can really happen? Like, wouldn't it feel too rushed? I'm here to tell you, no. Well, for the most part, no. There's just very minimal filler. Aside from the development of the love story between the two main leads, we also get to see Nanase become a capable nurse, we get to unravel more of Tendo's character, we have other potential couples, we have love rivals, and we also get to see the hardships of being in the medical field sometimes, both as a newbie and as a veteran. Now, I don't work in the medical field, so I'm not sure how accurate the terminology or treatment that they refer to is. I think I definitely would have enjoyed seeing more interactions between the group of friends, but with what they gave us, I still found it very enjoyable. Now let's talk tropes. What are some stereotypical things that we see in dramas that we're going to see in this drama? First, we have a capable female lead. Maybe this is just my own bias, and I'll talk about this more a little bit later, but I think Nanase becomes quite capable throughout the story. Tendo's character, we definitely see a tsundere or cold male lead. Now, considering they work at a hospital, we are going to see hospital stays, but it plays a part in the story. We have the ever-present surprise kiss, we have love rivals, and we have leaving abroad, because according to Dramaland, leaving abroad is the only way you can advance in your career. Now let's talk production value. First, let's talk costume and makeup. Now, keep in mind, the setting of this drama and of the main characters is that they all work at the hospital. So, a majority of the time, they're wearing scrubs. And when they're not in the hospital, they're wearing normal clothes. Something that I really like about this drama is that nobody ever looks too perfect. You can see the skin texture of the actors, and it makes me feel like they're normal people too. In general, I've noticed with Japanese dramas, they don't seem to touch up too much on screen, and I really appreciate that. Like, sure, the main leads can be like super attractive, but sometimes they make even the side characters super attractive, and it just seems so unrealistic to me. Granted, this is a drama, we're talking about celebrities here who are meant to be beautiful, but sometimes I just want to relate to the setting, and I think this drama does very well with that. Secondly, let's talk about the music. I actually really liked the OST for this drama. I mean, they play the main song a lot, but I think I'm biased because I like the song. Sometimes I find myself singing the song around the house because I think it's so catchy. Now, of course, aside from the main song, they also have other instrumentals that are associated with certain characters or certain situations that I also really like. Overall, I think the music helps set the tone well for the different scenes. To wrap up, let's talk about my favorite parts of the drama. I especially wanted to highlight the development of Sakura Nanase's character into a capable nurse. I really appreciate how she can be really straightforward as a character sometimes and is true to herself. I'm not sure if y'all have ever watched the live action of Mischievous Kiss or Itazura na Kiss, but the female lead in that show is so incompetent as a nurse sometimes that it drives me nuts. While Nanase faces some work challenges, she's never wildly incompetent, and in fact, I'm rooting for her throughout the show. I want her to succeed not only in her career, but in her love life. In general, I think the drama's really good about showing more of her good sides than her bad sides. Another one of my favorite parts was definitely the kisses. Growing up, I watched Japanese dramas on and off, and the biggest complaint that I could give is that sometimes the kisses are so freaking bad. It's like the stereotypical, surprised, eyes wide open, borderline sexual assault type of kiss, and it never gets better even as their relationship evolves. In this drama, they get better. The first kiss, of course, is what it is, but later on, as their relationship evolves, the kisses become more comfortable. It's refreshing to see in a J-drama and is one of the better parts for me. Now let's talk my not so favorite parts. Now, this might be a cultural thing, but I just don't feel like they talked enough about why Tendo ended up liking Nanase, especially to Nanase herself. And maybe that was done on purpose because it was used as part of the story towards the end of the drama. But I can definitely see why Nanase was so insecure in the beginning of their relationship. I mean, he's supposed to be tsundere or whatever, so I guess it makes sense. And he definitely redeems himself towards the second part of the series. But I think just personally, I prefer nice, open communication. Another thing that I wasn't too into was the second couple. I was not actually really a fan at all. Personally, I just didn't think they really had that chemistry going for them. I feel like if they did away with that and added more friend moments, or Tendo Sakura moments, or Kisugi Sakai moments, I think I would have liked that a lot more. Finally, would I recommend it? Yes. I'd recommend it if you're interested in a love story between a doctor and a nurse, if you like tsundere male characters, if you want to watch something quick and nice and light, and if you're a J-drama fan who really wants to see good kisses, this is for you. That's my review of Koi wa Tsuzuku yo Doko made mo. Thank you so much for watching, and please feel free to comment down below any other dramas you would like to see me watch and review in the future. Take care and be safe!